learners, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a Python project using Tkinter library as well, which will give us graphical user interface. And this project is about Todo. So this is a Todo application. You can say we will create a file where you can add to do work that you want, and then you can also able to mark whether it got completed or not, and then you can save it or even you can delete it. So we will be using Tkinter library here, and there will be graphical user interface as well, and you will able to save and mark as complete. So there will be few buttons that I will be using in this project. So it's a simple yet very you can say achievable. Let me just run first this program, and so that you will able to see how it is looking, and then I will explain you the code. So let me just run this. Okay, so as you can see, when I run the program, this is how it should look. This is your output. So very first it is coming my to-do list, and there is option here. You can write. Suppose I'm writing. First is read. So now after read, I will be clicking on button add task, and see, when I clicked it got empty, and the second thing is it got added into list read. And you can see very first here the read is already marked as completed. Why? Because earlier also I have checked this whether it is working or not, the functionality, and I added the task read and I marked it as complete. So let me show you. So if you will mark as complete, so when I will be clicking here, right now I haven't selected anything, so this is the pop-up. So I have used exception handling as well. So if the error will come, like suppose the user didn't understand anything, so here without selecting, I clicked on mark complete, so that's why it is coming, please select a task to complete or incomplete. So now I will say okay, and then here you have to click on this. So once you click, it will get selected. Now you can click on mark complete. Yes. Now see. Now again, if you want to delete a task, so suppose till now I haven't selected anything, but I am clicking on delete task. So again I will get a pop-up. Please select a task to delete. So okay, and then I want to previous one I want to delete. So let's just delete it, and it will get see. And also I have given one option, are you sure you want to delete this task? Generally in any application you must have seen that before when you click delete button, again it will ask you for the confirmation whether you want to delete it or not. So uh, this pop-up is coming, are you sure you want to delete this task? If I said yes, it will get deleted. So this is how the to-do list will look. And now let's see what is the code. Just close it. Okay, now let me just close the command prompt and explain you the whole code. Okay, so as you see, very first I'll be using here import Tkinter as tk. So I will be importing the Tkinter module, which is a Python's standard graphical user interface library. So we will be importing it as alias name tk because it's easy, and moreover for further in further coding I will be using just tk dot whatever functionality I will want to import from Tkinter. I will be writing that tk dot, and then you can import that. So very first I have imported Tkinter as tk. The next, there are a few specific function or method, you can say, that I will be importing from Tkinter library, that is message box and simple dialogue. So these are the specific sub modules, we can say, that we have imported from Tkinter. Further in our coding we will be using all these. I will explain you there. Now I'm importing OS. uh, so this imports the OS module, your operating system, which provides, we can say, which provides a way of using the operating system dependent, like this functionality. So it is used to check if a file is exist or not, like that. We can use the operating system here. And this the above one, that I have imported message box and simply dialog. So we will be using further in the code. So message box will provide function to display various types of messages box, like just now I showed you that when you without selecting, when I clicked on mark complete or delete, it should pop up, right? These all are warnings or information. So that we will be uh, using the message box. And then we have this simply dialog. So this provides function for simple input dialog, like you can say it is not used in final version of this particular code, but it is often useful for getting simple text or any number input. We use that. Now let's go ahead, and next we have simply created a variable tasks file. And like this file name I just created, and I'll be using here tasks.txt. So this is a like a global constant, you can say. uh, so this string, that task file, it will hold the name of the text file, where are this to do list task will be saved. And also it loaded from using a like using a constant, makes it easy to change the file name later. Also, if we want to change it, you can change it. Okay, so let's get ahead, and now we have defined a function load task. So here I have already written a doc string that you can also write, that load task from the task file. This load task function, so it will load the task list from the above task files, and each line in the file represent a task. So whatever that output, when I run the program, you saw that the list what there, read. So each line will represent a task, and tasks are stored as a list of dictionaries, where each dictionary has a text and completed keys. So simply this function is responsible for reading task from the task.txt file. Now very first, let's initialize the empty list task. I have taken task as task is equal to simply empty list I have taken. Now what I'm checking, the next line, if os.path exists, and I'm taking the task file as input. So we have to check whether the task file exists or not, then only we can check further, right? So we have to use the os.path.exist to check if the file exists before trying to open it, so that we will prevent any error, right? So that's why I'm using the path.exist, whether it is existing before or not. Next, let's open it. So for opening, we use with open, and then you have to write the file name and which mode you want to open. So right now I have opened the file in read mode. So the with statement ensures the file is automatically closed even if errors occur. So that's why we have used here with open. and then how we are opening as file. So further in the in our code, this task file will get opened and named as file, file file. Now the next line is for line in line. So this will iterate through each line of the file. Why? Because for line in line, as we have already learned about for loop, that it iterates over each line of the that you will give. So here I have given file, so it will iterate through each line of the file. The next line we have line is equal to line dot strip. So this strip will remove any leading or trailing white space, including the new line character, if any. Now next line is if line. So it is nothing but, it checks if the line is not empty. Now next we have if line dot starts with. So here this will check if the task is is marked as complete or not. Next we have task dot append. So here we are using task dot append text and then semicolon line 4 and then completed true. So it will create a dictionary for the task and extracting the text by slicing the string from the fourth character to remove X and getting completed to true. Next we have this else block, and we know the else block handles the incomplete task similarly, assuming that they starts with the empty list. Finally it will return you the task list that will get added into the task list. Now next we have another function, save task. So again I have written a doc string for you that this function saves the current list of task to the task file. Each task is written on a new line and prefixed with X for completed and empty for incomplete task. Now let me explain you line by line so that it will be clear to you. So this function saves the current state of the task list to the task.txt file. Next line we have with open. Again in the previous function you saw that I have opened with open in the read mode here. Now here in the save task I have to open in the write mode and I will be saving as file. So this with open task file W as file, it will open the file in write mode, and very important, using W mode will overwrite the file's content if it is already exist. Like previously if I have written something, so no problem, in the next again it will write something, it will you will able to write onto that file. Now next again we have for task in task, so it is nothing but it will iterate through each task dictionary in the task list. Next we have a status prefix. So this creates the appropriate prefix based on the task's completed status. Whether it is completed or not, it will create that thing. Now next we have file dot write. So this what I'm doing in this line, we write the formatted task string. So prefix plus text plus new line. So this is how it will get written to the file. Okay, now next we have the to do class to do app. So again I am writing a doc string here. The doc string is a simple to do list application with a Tkinter GUI, allow users to add, mark complete, incomplete and delete tasks tasks are persisted to a text file. This is the doc string. So let me tell you that this to do app, this entire application logic is now encapsulated within a to do app class. So which takes the main Tkinter window root as an argument, and also so let me just see, it will sets the uh, so simply in a simple language, you can say this is nothing but a class to do app, and it will encapsulate all the GUI logic and application status. So this is a good practice for larger applications. Now next we are uh, defining the we have taken the init uh, constructor. So this is the constructor method for the to do class. It is also called when a to do object is created. Now we have self dot master. So master stores a reference to the root Tkinter window, which is passed as master. Next we have master dot this title. So these lines set up to the main Windows properties like title, initial size, whether it's resizable, and background and color. All these things we have given. So now next we have self dot task is equal to load task. So it calls the load task function to load any existing task from the task.txt into this instant variable. So see, this is the load task function I'm calling, so it will automatically it will load into the task. Now we have self dot uh, task, as you saw that this list will hold the live data for the applications. Now we have title, label and all, uh, title, label, pack, and then input frame, task entry. So these are you can say these are the graphical user interface element. So label, frame, entry, button, list box, scroll bar. So let me just show you everything. So all these things, list box, scroll bar. So each of these visit name we can simply create, and this these lines creates a new Tkinter visit. So that you when I initially run the file, you saw that all the everything like box, buttons, and then there are more buttons, mark, complete, no, incomplete, delete. All these things are visits. So the first argument is always the master visit, the parent container, and other arguments set properties like the text, font. So see here, let me just show you everything. So this is the master one, and next you have to give the text, font, uh, define the font name, and then size, background color, front. So everything is you need to mention, like foreground, text color. So all these are command. So the function to call when a button is clicked, relief, border. So everything you have to define like this. See, self. Now how the title should look. So for title, uh, I have given my to do list. At the top you saw that the my to do list is coming, and it was in bold, right? And it was the size of that font also was bigger than any other word. And the background color we gave, foreground color we gave. So all these things we saw. Then we have also that title, label dot pack, and I have given 20. And then next input frame. So input frame, you have to take a frame, and then from master it will background color I have given. Then again the same packet, then a task entry. For again I'm adding the button, add button. So add button, then frame it, then list box, then a scroll bar, then button, you have to frame button frame, then like other button was complete button, then delete button. All these there are three buttons were there, right? The add task button was there, and then a complete button was there, incomplete, then delete button was there. So all these buttons you have to define, and also you have to give the features for all these: the color, the background, the size, font size, everything. So this is how you can add the buttons. And then also self dot update task list box. Okay, so you can say in all these other arguments set properties like text, font, width, height, background color, foreground color, command, like the function to call when a button is called, relief, border width, pad x, paddy like padding, and then cursor, all these. And then after all these, we need to configure the list box to allow one's item to be selected at a time. So that also, see. Now we will update the task list box. So but before this, let me just explain you a bit more. I think uh, let me just make you more comfortable with all these dot pack and all. So these are the actually these comes inside layout management. So dot pack is a simple layout manager that places widgets in blocks. And when I say this paddy, so this adds vertical padding around the widget. And then when you say, see this size is equal to tk dot left, pad x is equal to 5. So these places the widgets to the left within its parent container. And then we have like mm, this is the left, and then here side is equal to tk dot left, and fill is equal to tk dot both. So this tk dot both makes the widget expand to fill available space in both side horizontal and vertical directions. So like you have to you also, when you will keep your cursor, it will tell you what it is. Then expand is equal to true. So it allows the widget to take up extra space when the parent container expands. Now next we have entry bind. So actually when you will write everything, it should also it also gives the proper this. But now let me just explain a bit more. So let me see what I can tell you about. Hmm, okay, so I think for entry I have already told, right? So this line binds the entry key, press event, and it also take the task entry visit to the self dot add task event method. So this will bind enter key to add task, and this means pressing enter in the input field will trigger the add task section. Next we have this button. List box. Okay, so uh, this list box, uh, it also say that when the list box content is scrolled, the scroll bar moves accordingly. Here the scroll bar, it will move. So like then this scroll bar will link the scroll bar to the command, and like you have to see the list box. It is like here I have given select mode, stk dot single, and then list frame rate, everything. So you have to give for buttons, you have to create the button, and then you have to write the method that when you will click the button what should happen. All this we have to write within the button. And then we have self dot update dot task, that list box. So this calls the method immediately after the after starting up the GUI to display any task loaded from the file. Now let's see about the next function that we have, update a task list box. So here I have written it in docstring clears and repopulates the list box with current task. So this method is responsible for refreshing the visual display of task in the list box. So when we have this self dot task list box dot delete 0 tk dot end, it clears all items from the list box from the first item index 0 to the end. Next we have for loop. For I task in enumerate, this iterates through the self dot task list, getting both index I and the task dictionary. Next we have status prefix. So here I have given the check, if task completed, else not, creates a check mark, a tick for completed task, or two spaces for incompleted task for visual alignment. And next we have display text. So this formats the string that will be displayed in the list box. Now next we have that self dot task uh, uh, that tk dot end and the display text. So this apply for completed task. So you can say that adds the formatted task string to the end of list box. Next we have task self dot task list box item config. So this uh, uh, if a task is completed, this line changes its text color to gray in the list box, otherwise it ensures it's black. So like once it got completed, it will turn into gray. That's the thing I have added here. Now the next function we have, which is add task event, right? So this method acts as an event handler specifically for the enter key press. So next we have event is none. So the event parameter is automatically passed by Tkinter when a method is bound to an event. We don't use it directly here, but it's a good practice to include it. Next we are having this self dot add task. So it simply calls the add task method, which contains the core logic for adding a task. right? So this adds a new task from the entry field to the task list and updates the GUI. Now let's learn the function add task. See what is inside. So this method is called when the add task button is called, this method, and enter key is pressed. Now next we are here, we are having this new task test and task entry get dot strip. So this retrieves the current text from the task entry widget and removes any leading or trailing white space. Next we have if new task if new task text. This checks if the input text is now not empty. Next we are appending. So like adds, it will add a new dictionary representing the task to the self dot task list, and then we will be saving it. Calls the save task function to write the updated list to the file here. And then next we if we have to delete, so it clears the input field, make it ready for the next task. And then we have update, so it refreshes the list box to show the newly added task. And in else part, we are adding a message box showing a warning. So if the input is empty, a Tkinter warning message box is displayed to the user. Now next we have this toggle task complete method. So this toggle the completion status of the selected task. So this method is called when the mark complete or incomplete button is clicked. So try except index error, here you saw try except, and then we are using this index error. So it returns a tuple of selected items indices if nothing is selected, and it's an empty tuple. At 0 will raise an index error here. Here. So let me tell you that this selected index here, what we are doing, get the index of selected item. It will get the index of the first and only due to the select mode is equal to tk single that I have given. So it select items in the list box, then we are checking it is completed or not, and then it toggles the boolean value of the completed key for the selected task. Then we have save task here, save task, so we are simply saving it. Next uh, next we have this update task, so it will save the changes and refresh the display. Next again we are showing the warning here, so it will show the display a warning if no task is added. So it will ask you to add, click on task and then it will get added. Now next we have this last method, delete task. So it deletes the selected task from the list. So again I am writing this in try block. So selected this try except index error. So similar to the previous one, this toggle task complete. So here uh, it will add if message box. If message box ask yes no, so like are you sure you want to delete it. So it is for user confirms. This line removes the task from the self dot task list at the specified index, and then same it will get saved and then updated. And if the error comes, you know that it should display a some message, please select a task to delete. Now the last is this is the entry point for the Tkinter application. This is how our main application runs. So this started this is a standard Python idiom, ensures that the code inside this block only runs when the this script is executed directly, not when it's imported as a module into the another script. So root is equal to tk. So this is the very first step in creating a Tkinter application. It creates the main application window, often called the root window, and then we have this app is equal to do app. It is an instance of our to do app class is created, and the root window is passed to its constructor. This initializes the entire graphical user interface and loads the task. The last line, root dot main loop, this line starts the Tkinter event loop. So this is a crucial step. It makes the window appear on the screen and continuously listens for event like button clicks, key presses, window resizing. So this application will remain open and responsive until the user closes the window. So that's it. So this is the detailed explanation I gave you, and I hope you got a solid understanding of each part of this Python Tkinter to-do list application. uh, if you have any doubt, write in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.